There's no way. Some people say, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. But the issue is that I can't be happy. I can't be happy. The way things are, I can't be happy. You cannot be happy. Not because you are facing a bad situation. Not because you are facing a terrible situation. It's because you are thinking thoughts of unhappiness. Thoughts of unhappiness will produce emotions of unhappiness. So where your thoughts go, your words go. Where your words go, your life goes. You can't think without meaning. Can you see that? You can't think without meaning. So I'm talking to you right now, but you are giving meaning to what you're watching. I'm talking to you right now, and you can give meaning to what you're watching. Somebody can watch this right now and listen to me and think, my goodness, this is what I need, and starts taking notes and using his thoughts, using his mind to begin to accept what I am saying. Somebody can listen to me and just be saying, what is even saying? It's not like that. Life is not like that. You see, it's your mind. You are using your mind now to block the things that I'm saying. And you keep thinking that way, and there won't be a change. Change your mind, change your life. I'll say that again. Change your mind, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. That's the most beautiful thing. You think about it, you may not be able to change the president of your country, but you can change your mind. You can change your mind. This is why Paul, sitting down in a prison jail, can write out letters with such expressions that fill our hearts with so much joy. He was in prison when he wrote, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Those were not words of a man sitting down in the palace. Those were words of a man in prison. Then Paul said, I've learned in every circumstance how to abound and how to be without. Then I've learned to be independent of circumstances. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of thinking. While he was in prison, he was controlling the world. While he was in prison, he wrote letters from prison that 2,000 years after is still affecting the way we live. It's still affecting the way we live. He was in prison when he wrote that word. What can separate us from the love of God? What can separate us from the love of God? Those were words of a man from prison. What can separate us from the love of God? What is it? Is it life or is it death? Is it things to come? Is it angels? Is it principalities? Then it says, yea, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. In all these things we are more than conquerors. How come from prison he can think of conquering? How come from prison he can have this certain mindset? Your mind today will create the life and circumstances that you will live in tomorrow. This is true, and this is not something that you stop doing. It's not something that you say, okay, I've done this and now I'm okay. It's a continuous renewal of your mind. It's a continuous renewal of the mind. Jesus said, he says, just like Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days, he says, so shall the Son of Man be in the belly of the earth for 3 days, and after 3 days you'll be back. You just imagine that. Those words came from a mind. It came from a mind. Someone says, maybe you have a friend and they just lost their job, and you say, hey, thank God, me, I know myself, if this just happens to me, I'll just die. I'll just die. When you're talking that way, you are weakening your mind. You are sowing, it's a programming you are giving. You are giving a programming. You are giving a programming. You are giving your body a programming. But when you say something like this, he says, this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. When you say to yourself, 1,000 will fall on my left, 10,000 on my right, but no evil shall come near me. You are programming yourself to be indestructible. You are telling yourself that I'm born again of the indestructible, incorruptible life of God. No matter what the situation, I come out victorious. It's a programming you are giving to your mind. Now hear me. You're not listening or hearing from one who has not gone through challenges. No. Almost 20 years ago, I was ill. I was ill. And I had gone to the doctors and he said it was tuberculosis. And I was losing weight. I was like, in fact, when the doctors brought out the test results and it was negative for HIV/AIDS, the doctor was so excited. He was so excited. That's when I realized that to him, the way I looked like an AIDS patient. He thought that I was an AIDS patient. He really thought so. He had asked me certain questions and I answered. Obviously, he didn't believe. Obviously, he didn't believe. But do you know what? Even while I was going through that period, there were some nights that seemed like an eternity. One night seemed like an eternity. There were some nights that were so difficult. But do you know, not the thought of death came to my mind. I never thought I was going to die. I looked at death in the face, but I was not afraid. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't thinking of dying. I was thinking of the crusades I was going to hold. I was thinking of the programs I was going to hold. My mind was on the things that I wanted to do. How come I never thought of dying? I was never depressed. Even while this was going on, I was ministering as many people I could minister to. I was helping as many people as I could help. I didn't think I needed help. I was getting medication. I got to that hospital. The first or second night I was in the hospital, someone was almost dying. I got up from my bed. I went to his room. I laid hands on him. I was ministering to him. While I was in that hospital, I got a whole family born again. They are still in Christ today. I got a whole family born again. I was in the hospital for about 8 weeks. But that circumstance did not define my experience. It didn't define my experience. It's the way your mind works. Oh, you put money in something. It didn't work. So you say, oh, I'm stuck. You are only stuck in your mind first. You say, but Pastor, no, it's the circumstance. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. If you report the way it is will remain. Remember, you use thoughts not just to recall. You use thoughts not just to review. You use thoughts not just to process. You use thoughts to create. You use thoughts to create, to bring into being things that didn't exist. Okay, so now everything you have has been destroyed. And so what? He says he will give you beauty for ashes. Beauty for ashes. So from this place, beauty will rise out of the ashes. Beauty will rise out of the ashes. You say, oh no, I'm finished. You say, no, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. The yeast to rise is inside of me. I'm going to rise. I'm going to come out. These are not, I'm not a motivational speaker. This is not motivational speaking. This is truth. This is reality. This is the way you create, you design. If there's anything, I'm a designer. This is the way you design. You create the life and circumstances of your life.